if you say the wrong things on any platform, any uploadable content, whether it's text, image, video, or audio, on these platform sites where you log in, you have an identifiable username, some type of way of knowing who you are and where this originated from in the vast deepness of the web. On all of these websites, anything that you publish, if you say the wrong thing, you can be put on a list. Been saying this for decades, literally. And now there's proof. I'm not saying don't say things like Joe Biden is not fit to be the president, and there are legitimate questions with evidence that were simply not allowed their day in court as to whether he even ought to be in the office to begin with. Our system is obviously broken. If you say this, you get on a list. If you suggest remedies like Boogaloo, you get on another list. And now we know that anyone whose content flagged keywords that literally were just a matter of FBI and CIA agents searching Twitter for keywords, finding all posts and flagging them through a portal that was specifically a government pipeline to the platform. And we now know that all the platforms by name were involved, as mentioned, in the carbon copies and such of all of the emails that were preserved. It's not speculation, it's not theory. Fact. Anti-war, pro-science that disagrees with the narrative. And I can't say that I have any less reason to be skeptical when it comes to the medical industry. Big Pharma, everything that they do and promote. I am not less skeptical. But it ain't just them, it's all them enormo businesses. They're all these industries. Big tech platforms, just another one. I've been saying for a long time that a legal change in policy was made between 2012, 2013, 2016, which culminated in the full activation under official capacity in 2017. Shortly after, in 2017, I believe is when the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Agency Act, or whatever it is, that is in question, that created this portal, was almost immediately after the Smith modernization. What the Smith modernization did was make it legal for foreign intended propaganda to be also used against Americans. So the shit that we would throw at other countries to foment revolutions, help brainwash and convince people to overthrow their government so we can step in, could then legally be used on American citizens for the purposes and interests of national security, specifically. Smith modernization is real. It is contained within National Defense Authorization Acts and omnibuses during the president before Trump. I don't want to be like, I was right again. But I don't think you understand the high score that I've got going right now in this. I'm not thrilled. I'm not happy. It's not cool to be this right about how bad things really are, but guess what? I was right. It's time to start paying attention and listening. It's time to cease with this denial and suppression. It is time to cease with this pretense that it's acceptable to ignore someone who is that right, to discount them, to dismiss them, to condescend to them for being right, for being smart enough to pick through the bullshit, to see what really is, and to articulate it back to other people in an attempt to warn them, to help them. High score. Highest high score. A psychological warfare operation, otherwise referred to as a psyop, which you've heard people say and probably like, oh, they don't do that. Blah, 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 blah. Disney Plus. Netflix. That's what the inside of your head does when I say those words. What that is a propaganda campaign. A fake lies and bullshit, fake news, made up stuff, narrative that is agreed upon and spread by multiple parties to make regular old people think a certain thing is true. And it has been carefully tailored, involving all the platforms. Facebook, Google, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. There were a couple of other weird oddball ones. The only ones that are not on the list with this are TikTok, because it is owned and operated by the Chinese Communist Party, and they just recently admitted that they actually are collecting data and sending it straight to China. And understand this, American TikTok is a retard machine. It makes you stupider. The dumb shit that people are into on it, that other people are watching, and the people that are addicted to it are like, ah. Box of Rocks has got the advantage on TikTok users. Chinese TikTok is about like science, tech, engineering, and math, family values, wholesome content. They are using this platform in a way that people from here get a completely different set of algorithmic content suggestions and popular things than what is done back there. And at the same time, it is collecting location and text and context from what you're doing, data, and sending it straight back there. But all of the other ones, of the big ones, of the alternative offshoots, I don't know about them. I haven't seen anything about them. I don't want to assume that they're not. I don't want to assume that they are. But with the big ones, the trademark, Circle R brand name, official social media platforms that everybody and literally their grandmother and some people's dog use are listed in these emails. These are not made up. These are not a fabrication. These are company emails internal to Twitter that the new owner is like, holy fuck, look at this shit. They were paying the platforms, and they were coming at them non-stop, trying to get rid of little accounts, large accounts, didn't even matter. From all topics. People who didn't like war, people who were anti-Ukraine, people who were pro-Trump, people who were conservative, people who were Christians specifically. There was all kinds of stuff, not just making it unavailable to see. But these people are users of a product. They are customers, and they were not served. And on top of this, it was all being done specifically on orders from the government, which is a complete and total violation. It is an aberration of the First Amendment. The government cannot do that. The government cannot tell you what you can and can't say. The government cannot make other businesses limit your access based on what you can and can't say. And they cannot stop the news from telling the truth. They also can't stop the news from lying, but they can't stop the news from telling the truth. And when it comes to informing people, when it comes time to the informed consent aspect of choosing our leadership, our governance, or however you want to look at it, that matters. It matters 100%. So not only are they programming people to vote for who they want them to vote for, they're also telling all those people what they want them to believe is true, and all kinds of heinous bad things about the people that disagree with the government or see through the bullshit and say, hey, that's all bullshit, here's why. They want you to hate them. They've been programming you to hate them. This is not speculation. If you are in the culture and the society, if you have access to these concepts in the slightest, you are affected. If you ever heard a radio play music, station identification, or advertisements, you are included. If you are aware of television, you are included. Guess what? People in Amish communities still talk about some of the stuff that goes on in the world. And some of the stuff that they are told about what's going on in the world will be coming from people who are given this PSYOP thing as information. It is as with that goofy bug endemic. How can you be free? How can you have rights? How can you go about your day without just losing it? Knowing that it's all a lie. You go back to sleep, just let them control you, do what they say, and forget. Is that living? It's not much of an existence, I think. Lying to yourself all the time. So, they've been lying to you. They've been making you lie to yourself and, by consequence, accidentally lie to others. They've been pushing lies and just flagrantly dismissing truth as lies, disinformation, and conspiracy theories. Hard proof exists. Will anything be done about it? At this stage, probably not. All aspects of the government at the federal level are compromised by this corruption that was then exerting its will on platforms like Twitter, and therefore exerting its will on the narrative, the information, what you are told to think and believe is true, therefore unto you exerting their will. The government exerting their will upon you to think, say, and believe as they choose. Does that sound like America to you? This is not a conspiracy theory. This is not speculation. This is not some wild cockamamie idea of, he's paranoid. No. This is fact. This is proven. This is reality. This is the actual. The truth is the truth, whether you like it or not. Whether you can handle it or not. The truth is the truth. And the truth is, they have been caught. The curtain has been torn down, and it is now time for us to take ourselves back. To become people individually capable of rational thought, taking in information, making decisions and judgments on our own, and being otherwise fairly independent about going about our daily lives, while agreeing to a social contract of rules by which we do not self destruct as a society for the betterment of all. That, what I've just described, is what we are supposed to be doing right now. However, right now it is the opposite of what most people are doing. It's time to step it up, guys. This is not a game. This is not a drill. If you don't take control of your own life, they will control your life. Look at Canada. They got into their socialized healthcare. They got everybody on it. Then they started disarming people. Then they started saying that, hey, by the way, it's cheaper to do your medically assisted death than to pay for anything for you. And this is how it will go. The word for that, which I've said in the past, about 2 months ago, I think, 3 months ago, is democide. When a government kills its own people. That is what we're headed for. It's time to wake up. Sorry, man. Christmas is over. Presents are unwrapped. Cool beans. It's time to pay attention to the fact that the government is trying to control you into allowing them to further control you until, if you disagree, you die. That is where it's going. Remember who's telling you this? Oh, he would die. No, 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 no. He was 100% right 100% of the time. He has the high score. Maybe you should listen to him.